Welcome back to my next video. Today we're meeting Jan. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Bob.
And Jan is in a very unique, I think, a vehicle, and I think something that maybe we should all be considering. What kind of a vehicle is this, Jan?
It's a 2021 Chrysler Pacifica Limited plug-in hybrid.
Plug-in hybrid.
Yes, not just a hybrid. It gives a little boost in gas mileage to plug it in, and it also gives you that $7,500 tax credit, not deduction, for an electric vehicle, which a hybrid, you don't actually get that. So it helped a little on the pretty expensive price.
I bet it was, yeah.
But I sold my home to buy a home.
Right.
You know, I wanted to, I'm 71 years old, and I wanted to make it comfortable enough. I wanted to be able to make sure I could do this.
Well, I won't ask you how much it was, but I imagine these things are very expensive.
Yeah, that makes it a little unusual. Not that I have a lot of money. I just took money from my home to buy a home. I didn't have a lot of money laying around, and I don't get much Social Security, not enough to even get an apartment.
Well, yeah, that's why it's kind of risky to take all that big chunk of money.
Well, I have a little bit
give it
more.
All away for this.
It's a little bit more that I have, and I worry about that, but this is saving me money.
So when you go into, there's electric charging out all over the place now, and you plug in, are you paying for that?
Once in a while I do. Most of the time, though, a city will have a place that's for free. A hotel sometimes has them where it doesn't say guests only. I make sure I look for that. And, it's just kind of open to the public. They're hoping that you'll come in. Several cities have had them that are free, that they're doing, just to be nice. Casinos, have free, totally free. They don't even know who you are. You just plug it in. It's free. I've done that at a few casinos too. That's great.
And so you are literally driving for virtually free.
Well, it bumps up the gas mileage. Chrysler says it gets 82 miles a gallon. But there are far more variables to either a hybrid or a plug-in, even more to a plug-in hybrid than just an internal combustion engine.
So what kind of gas mileage are you realistically getting when you're driving around?
Gosh,
is it variable a lot?
Oh, so variable. A lot of times I'm just sitting there with the motor on. It's a Wi-Fi hotspot, the car is. So a lot of times I'm just sitting there watching videos or whatever, not using up energy, but not getting any mileage out of it. So that cuts it way back.
Sure.
So it's just too variable. I know it's good, so I don't know.
So how long have you been in it now?
I bought it in October last year, and they told me that it was the last one in Florida because they quit making them for a while because of the chip shortage.
Right.
So I put a down payment on it and waited for it to come in.
So you've been in it for about 8 months now.
No, I didn't leave till December.
December.
Yeah. I hadn't sold my house yet when I bought it. So I had to use IRA money. That's why I was hoping that $7,500 would help with the tax whack. And it did. I actually got some money back because I don't make much money. So, that money that I took out, that $7,500 covered that. But it's, I got it in October and kind of started, I'd already had it all planned in my head. I had it all planned in my head. And I had my lists in Amazon of, categorized lists in Amazon, things I wanted to buy. And everything fits in there just within inches.
Right.
And so I had already started working on it, and my house sold. The day I talked to the guy, he brought somebody over. He looked at it and he said, "I'll take it." Didn't quibble about the price. I had like 2 weeks to get rid of everything.
You're actually started following your journeys on YouTube.
Yeah, I actually started traveling in December. So I traveled for 2 months and took some video and pictures, but I wasn't very serious about it. Wasn't sure I was going to do it. And then one day I sat down, the car was plugged in at a park in Venice, Florida, and I just started videotaping just my thoughts. I thought, I'll never use this, but this will be a practice. And I ended up going ahead and using it because it seemed more realistic. And that was 2 months. So I've been doing YouTube for 2 months and traveling for 4.
And tell everyone your YouTube channel.
It's Butterfly Tracks, Tracks. butterfly tracks. And the reason I call it that is because butterflies don't fly in a straight line, and neither do I.
Were you afraid? I mean, well, how about your kids? Did your kids?
Well, yeah, my family was concerned,
Very
of
concerned.
course. Yeah, of course they were. But what I think of is nothing can happen here that couldn't have happened between driving around Gainesville, Florida.
Right. And so
I'll
you're
show you.
not afraid, you know,
I am
you're
not.
completely confident.
You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of my 71-year-old body breaking down.
That's the problem. You know, one thing I say all the time is it's freedom versus comfort.
Yep.
So by getting such incredible gas mileage, you gain so much freedom to go
Right.
wherever you want, whenever
Absolutely.
you want.
I don't consider myself a camper, though I love to camp. I do it any chance I get to camp, but I consider myself more of a sightseer, a traveler.
Right.
And my goal, in fact, I started in Gainesville, but I didn't want to drive in snow, so I had to kind of kill time in Florida. So I went down the west coast of Florida as far as I could go, and then I was kind of just meandering around doing my butterfly tracks until the weather was going to change. And my sister-in-law told me there was going to be a window I could go through. It cost 10, go quick. And I've been being blown here and there by winds ever since. I look at the weather before I decide where I go next.
Right, of course. You're a snowbird and a butterfly.
And a butterfly.
Well, can we take a look around
Yeah,
inside?
sure.
Let's do that.
All right. This is my bed. It is a pool chair. It's a resin pool chair, and it had to be resin so we could saw the legs off to make it level. And I wanted a pool chair because I like the head up. You can see the head's up a little bit right there.
So when you say chair, it's kind of like a recliner.
Yes.
Right.
And the floor's not even.
Right, none of them are on
Right.
any of these minivans.
Well, I didn't want to add a floor because I didn't want to add the weight.
Right.
And take up the space because you can see with a hat on,
right.
I still got plenty of room.
Yes.
I have little tiny baby furniture, little wooden drawers. You may be able to see it from the other side better when you come around. I didn't always have these, but they're kind of nice.
This is a no-build build. Have you done any construction at all?
No, I didn't want to mess up anything.
Right? No.
The back seats are down. My nephews took these two middle seats out, which in a Sienna, they're hard to take out. But these came out easily, and there's no hardware on the floor. It's just nice and smooth. Now, I have all my clothes in these pillows.
What a good idea.
And I have them labeled as to what's in there, so don't forget. They're zippered. Now, these don't come out. These are the same on both sides. That's Reflectix on the outside, and then that Coroplast, that plastic cardboard, no, plastic board, whatever. And then with this contact paper of it, and that stays. I have some storage under the bed, but it's not, the bed itself is not very tall. I have my little, I have some canned food under there. And on the other side, I have my camp stove, one burner, butane. And I put food in here. It could be fresh vegetables or bread or snacks or whatever. But anything, non-perishable would be here. And then I usually would have a refrigerator or a cooler right here. But I donated that at the event that you had to one of the recipients.
Right. And you have one coming to replace it.
Yes, I do. That's my potty. Any bucket will do. Any bucket. And there's nothing in here, so don't get scared. But this is an Ottoman cover. I don't always leave this thing up at all.
That is a very good idea.
Yeah, it's just a little stretchy, round Ottoman cover. Yeah. And a lot of times I don't even have this out, depending on where if I'm traveling a lot, I don't usually even have this up. But it's just like any bucket you use.
I've never seen anything like it.
You haven't seen these?
No.
Oh, it folds up flat.
I can see.
Yeah, it folds up to where it fits right inside of here. I use this in the daytime to get some wind through for a little bit of privacy.
Right.
I also have a white sheer curtain that I can use for this purpose.
Right.
And I just put it on with magnets. But that's my kitchen.
Well, that works really, really well.
Yeah, and for privacy at night, these things are so hard to keep anything in there. For privacy at night, if it's not raining and there's no sprinklers around, you can do the same thing with this. to cover, and then put the top down, and that makes for complete privacy, completely stealthy if that's what you want. It also insulates, and you know.
So is this is obviously a piece of furniture. Is it just
Yep.
one you happen to have around?
Nope.
You went looking for
Oh,
it?
I did. I looked on Amazon. Most of them were bigger than this.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what I wanted. This edge goes all the way around the back so that all of these
Yeah.
don't slide forward.
Absolutely.
So I've got my Bluetti. I guess I'm pretty sure it's a 700. I like it because it's blue. That's my ice maker.
Oh, I see.
And it works pretty good, you know.
And you're powering it right off of the car.
Yeah, actually, there's a 12 volt right here.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, that's what it is powered from. It did come with 200-watt suitcase things, and I have used that. And it works good. But most of the time, it's off the car. If I'm at a campground, I plug it in directly. And these are just dry things here. Here's my complicated coffee system. And here's my little heater. I was so amazed that this heater didn't get hot.
Right.
You know, you could touch it; it was still cool to the touch. But if it knocks over at all, it will not come on. So it's a good safety feature.
And is it enough to actually make a difference?
For in this little thing, yes.
Really good.
Oh yeah,
That's good to know.
absolutely. And these I got at dollar store, just for little cleaning supplies, various whatever.
Organization.
Yep. Shower,
Everything's
cleaning
got a home.
supplies. I've got butane. This is a dog playpen,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really pretty good size. But one day, as a word of caution, one day I thought I got all the dog food out of it. At night, I left it up, and there must have been some little morsels in there because squirrels ate right through the side of it.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the stuff to repair it, but it's really nice to let them just hang out somewhere, you know. But it also helps keep my window covers in place.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is the window cover for this one. But see, I've got velvet,
Right.
crushed velvet because it's very stretchy, because it's going to bend. And this is just total blackout, absolute, complete blackout. I'm not much of a stealth camper, but it's kind of nice for the privacy anyway.
You bet.
But when you've got what is thick like this was actually a throw blanket, and this was a velvet, so that's pretty thick, and it's good for sound and temperature insulation. This is the doghouse.
You have two small dogs.
I have two little dogs. I keep water under there.
Mm-hmm.
And their dog food's right there.
Do they sleep up there or with you?
This is actually where they sleep, but they're pretty happy here. I put this in here because, you know, the seat goes like this.
Right.
And this levels it out and gives two little dogs more room. Mm-hmm. And I've got seat belts for them.
Nice.
Yep. They got to be in seat belts because little dogs just fly too easy.
Yes.
You know, they do. But it's nice for me, since the bed is 25 inches wide, it's nice for me that they like sleeping up here.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that they do.
So you have a rooftop box?
Yep, that's my attic. I went to REI, and it was the prettiest one. I like the finish on it. It's a little smeary right now. Of course, we are in the desert. So I have my charcoal grill up there. I usually keep my chair up there, and a privacy tent. I have a shower up there also, which I haven't even used yet because I mostly travel. I wouldn't, you know, in a casino parking lot, it's not going to do you much good, because I do have Planet Fitness for showers. But, you know, water's heavy.
Yes.
And I've seen people use the kind of solar shower. I've seen the kind you do too with the pump. That's great. Mm-hmm. And I've seen the ones that people hang up in a tree. Oh, it wouldn't work too good for me trying to hang it up. But this one has a USB pump in it. And it's a big black bag. And I've never even opened it. I'm sure it'll work just fine if I ever do want to camp longer. I think it's like 3 or 5 gallons. And you set it in the sun, and you charge up the pump, and it sprays.
Super.
Yeah.
Good idea. Well, Jan, I'm really impressed with your home and all the way you've arranged it. No build, and so little cost, and
comfortable.
Wow.
Comfortable. Yeah, the bed was cheap. Even these little furnitures, they were like the one little dresser on this side right behind me here is the taller dresser. That's just for like a bathroom storage.
Yes.
You have to look for little baby furniture. You have to measure it
Yes.
very carefully,
Right.
and it actually sets up on top of the wheel well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was afraid that it would just go over the edge where it's not level, but it actually sits level on the wheel well.
That worked well.
And this little one in back, most of them were much too big. I think it's 32 inches wide, is exactly what I wanted. And it's got the rim around it to keep things from flying around, so
Yes.
it worked perfectly.
Very good. Well, Jan, thank you so much for sharing your home with us. I really appreciate it. Folks, I think you've got some really great ideas here. I hope you've been inspired. And why don't you leave us a comment? Tell us what's your favorite part. So, Jan, thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you, Bob.
So, folks, if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.